I have been asked why I chose to lose weight the hard way, by diet and exercise, instead of just taking medicine. Of course, I knew medicines exist and medicine was a choice. I could easily have walked to the next hospital or another doctor and gotten a prescription for the medicine. But deep down, I knew medicine was not the solution. I'm grateful that during my face to face encounter with my diagnosis of diabetes, I met a very sensible, progressive, and forward thinking doctor. This doctor walks the talk. He eats twice a day, does not snack, exercises, and of course, he's trim for his age. The doctor told me, yes, we grow old, but that does not mean we grow sick. Growing sick is a choice we make. And he was firm. He told me, lose weight or face the consequences of diabetes. So if your doctor is obese, quick to offer you medicine without the option of lifestyle intervention by diet and exercise, find another doctor. Or better still, find another hospital, because a private doctor will be very quick to offer you medicine. Especially if your doctor is obese, that is a clear indication you are in the wrong place. Please run. Run for your dear life. So if you're liking this video or you find this content useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with somebody, a friend or a relative who may benefit. And please remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm simply sharing what I have gone through. That is my experience, research, and opinion. So take my advice with a pinch of salt. What happens to your body when you eat carbohydrates? Be they the non-sweet ones like rice, wheat, or maize, or the sweet ones like candy, sweets, or even table sugar. They all end up as glucose or sugar in your blood. When your body senses sugar in your blood, it produces a hormone called insulin, whose job is to remove sugar from your blood and store it as fat in your body. So the more sugar you eat, the more insulin your body produces to store the sugar as fat. Meaning, the more sugar you eat, the fatter you grow. It gets to a point where your insulin can no longer cope with the task of removing sugar from your blood. At this point, you are considered to be insulin resistant. The sugar then starts accumulating in your body and accumulating, and the levels will begin to rise in your blood. At this point, the sugar in your blood can be detected by a glucose or sugar measuring instrument, which could be a glucometer or a continuous glucose monitoring device. You are now officially diabetic. True, medicines exist to help you cope with this situation, and the medicines will actually give you an initial relief. And this may fool you into thinking you are okay, you can eat what you want and just take medicine. However, as your insulin resistance worsens or your diabetes worsens, you will need to get or to take stronger and more medicines. Sometimes you have to take them in combination, sometimes even 2 or 3. So there are times I have actually met people in the drugstore or pharmacy buying 2, 3 medicines for diabetes, and it's actually a big pile, and I wonder, do you have to take that? When those oral medicines stop working, you will be put on insulin. And as your diabetes worsens, your doctors will increase your dosage. And it will actually reach a point, even the higher dose of the insulin will not be working as it used to work. So which is easier or harder? Losing weight or taking medicine that eventually does not work? My dear viewer, choose your hard. Will you take medicine that does not work, or will you choose to lose the weight? Taking medicine for diabetes is like pouring a 20-liter or 5-gallon container of water in your house and then you remove it with a spoon. How long will it take? And which one wins? Let me use another analogy. Taking medicine is actually like pouring a 20-liter container of rubbish in your house and then removing one hand at a time. So, how long will it take you to remove that rubbish from your house? The rubbish is the sugar or the carbohydrates you keep indulging in. Why not just keep the sugar or the carbohydrates out of your mouth? Instead of struggling to remove the carbohydrates or sugar with medicine, keep them out of your mouth and out of your blood. So, when you want to take medicine for diabetes, it has its place, but it is like you're trying to pull uphill and your neighbor is pulling you downhill. Or better still, it's like you're trying to swim upstream in a fast-moving river. So, my dear listener, which one will you choose? To continue taking the medicine or to change your lifestyle by diet and exercise? Was natural weight loss easy for me? No, it was hard. It was so hard and so slow that so many times I wanted to give up, but I would remember the consequences. And I knew at this stage medicine would not be an ultimate solution. You will need tons of patience and perseverance to actually lose weight the natural way. And you'll have to train yourself to say no to goodies and even those common carbohydrates and sugar you think you cannot do without. Please remember, eat less carbohydrates, produce less insulin, store less fat, and lose weight. If you've been newly diagnosed with diabetes or insulin resistance, please remember 3 things. If your doctor is obese, or if your doctor does not offer you the alternative of lifestyle intervention by diet and exercise, or tells you that diabetes is a progressive disease that has no cure, please do 3 things. 1, run. 2, run. 3, run and get yourself another doctor, preferably another hospital. See you in the next video.